Hey everybody, welcome back to another edition of Film Rewind. This month is September 2022. As you know, this is the show where we make you feel old by going back and talking about the films that are celebrating their 10th, 20th, and 30th anniversaries. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's rewind back to September of 2012. As always, let's read off a list of films we got here. We have The Words, Anna Karenina, Detropia, Roz 3D, Resident Evil Retribution, The Master, Stolen, Armoire, Dread. That's a good movie. End of Watch, House at the End of the Street, Trouble with the Curve, Head Games, The Perks of Being a Wallflower, Hotel Transylvania, Looper, Won't Back Down, in the Waiting Room. So there is a lot of really good movies in there. A lot of movies turning 10. So it's really hard to pick just one, but I am going to pick just one today. So I'm trying to make it a quick one today. So, what stands out to me from 10th anniversary? I'm going to pick Looper. Looper was a great movie. And the reason why it stands out to me is because I remember watching the trailer for the first time. I remember watching the trailer before hearing about the special effects and thinking, I did not realize how much Joseph Gordon-Levitt looks like Bruce Willis. And that was just me and my big dumb brain. Before really hearing about the special effects they did to make Joseph Gordon-Levitt look like a young Bruce Willis. It's a pretty cool concept, pretty interesting movie, and I love time travel movies. Audience score of that movie is 93, certified fresh, 93%, with an audience score of 82%. So still pretty high ratings from both categories. All right, let's rewind again 10 more years to September of 2002. All right, Mickey's House of Villains, City by the Sea, Swim Fan, Barber Shop, Igby Goes Down, Stealing Harvard, Ballistics, The Banger Sisters, Four Feathers, Secretary, Spirited Away, Trapped, Just a Kiss, Sweet Home Alabama, and The Tuxedo. What stands out to me of those movies celebrating their 20th anniversary? Well, this answer might surprise you for this one. The one that stands out to me the most is Sweet Home Alabama. So why does Sweet Home Alabama stand out to me the most out of all those films? I come from a really small town. I come from a really small country town. Not Alabama though, from Missouri. However, my small country town, I knew a lot of people that were like the characters in that movie. So, seeing that movie, I feel a lot of that small town feel. This movie is goofy, but to me it's charming. I like the small town country feel. It feels like home to me, Sweet Home Alabama. I really enjoy this movie. I've seen it more times than I care to admit. However, critics don't like this movie. Critics don't do this movie justice, so let's look at the scores. Alright, 39%. It's rotten on Rotten Tomatoes. However, the audience score, 78%. A huge difference in the critics and the audience. So on this movie, I side with the audience. Now, we are rewinding 10 more years, back to September of 1992. Movies celebrating 30 years. Let's read them off. Bob Roberts, Out on a Limb, Crossing the Bridge, Hellraiser 3, Sneakers, Swoon, Where the Day Takes You, Wind, Cat and Ron, Husbands and Wives, Peter's Friends, Serafina, Stool Ties, Singles, South Central, Mr. Saturday Night, Innocent Blood, and The Last of the Mohicans. So what stands out to me out of those movies? Well, it is Captain Ron. I know that's a weird movie to stand out to. I never owned this movie as a kid. However, but it was always on TV. We had satellite growing up, and I remember it was always on, I can't remember if it was HBO, Stars. It was always one of those movie networks, or maybe it was USA or TNT. But it was always on, and I always watched as a kid. I remember every time I saw it on TV, I watched it. I couldn't help it. I liked it. So that means I didn't watch it when it first came out, obviously in 1992. I watched it later when I was a little older, but I always enjoyed this movie. To me, it was always funny. Captain Ron is basically a stupefied version of Snake Plissken. Looking back, it's not a good movie, but I haven't watched it probably in a long time since I was a kid, but I really enjoyed it then. So I do remember it and it did stand out to me. Alright everybody, so those are the movies celebrating their 10th, 20th, and 30th anniversaries. That's it for me today. Hope you don't feel too old. I'll catch you back next month for October's Film Rewind. And as always, be kind, rewind.